Welcome and welcome back to the Healthy Grandparents Podcast. We're so glad you're choosing to spend a little bit of your time with us today. If you're listening, we're probably someone who is, 60 years young or older, and you're looking for some gentle, specific guidance on how to navigate this incredible chapter of life, how to find a bit more calm confidence, move with less pain, and just stay sharp and connected. Today, we're taking a deep, and I mean a very slow, dive into something that can feel almost inevitable. It's that subtle forward drift of the head and that rounding of the upper back that comes with it. Professionally, we call it forward head posture, or just FHP for short. If you ever felt that, that nagging tightness across your shoulders, or that heavy, just exhausting feeling at the base of your neck, or maybe you find yourself leaning forward just to listen or to read something, then this entire conversation is really for you. We're talking directly about that hidden struggle, because FHP thespies a lull. It's really not just about how you look. Dr. Kenji Adams, whose work we'll be exploring, he really emphasizes that this posture affects everything.
How you breathe, how your body digests food, your risk of falling, even your energy and your mood.
It's so systemic, isn't it? It's not just a local neck problem.
Exactly. So our mission today is pretty straightforward. We want to introduce you to a solution that feels like an act of kindness, not a struggle. We're going to walk you through Dr. Kenji Adams' simple Japanese-inspired 4-step routine. It's a gentle maintenance program, and it's designed specifically for older adults. The whole idea is to safely and gently reverse that hunched feeling, to help your body remember its natural, effortless alignment.
And without any of that harsh stretching or, that military-style stand-up straight correction.
Yes, that stuff often just makes the body tense up even more. We're focusing on small, consistent steps. Now, before we really dive in, just a quick but very important reminder. This is all for education and information. We're sharing concepts and techniques, but we're not here to diagnose or treat you. So please, always check with your own trusted health professional, your doctor, your physical therapist, before starting any new routine. This is so important, especially if you have something like osteoporosis, chronic spinal issues, or if you get dizzy. Your safety is absolutely our priority.
It really is.
And one last thing before we start. If this topic resonates with you, or if you know a friend or another grandparent who's always rubbing their neck and saying they're just getting old, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the Healthy Grandparents Podcast. It truly helps us reach more people who need this kind of gentle guidance. Joining me today is a deeply trusted voice in this field. She's a physical therapist and a psychology expert who focuses on posture, balance, and the nervous system for older adults. She works very closely with the clinic of Dr. Kenji Adams. Please welcome back Jessica Miller.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really a joy to get into this material, especially because, as you said, the first reaction to this feeling is often just resignation. I see FHP every single day in my practice. I see it in people who come in saying they're just mysteriously exhausted, even after a full night's sleep, or people who've been active their whole lives and now they're struggling with their balance. And the story I hear, the internal conversation is almost always the same. It's, well, what do you expect? I'm 75. Of course I'm hunched. There's this idea that it's a biological sentence, a fixed part of getting older. And I just want to pause on that because I want to validate how frustrating that feels and then gently reframe it. Forward head posture is not a defect. It's not a sentence that comes with age. It is simply a pattern. It's a deeply ingrained musculoskeletal and nervous system pattern that your body has slowly learned over decades. And the most amazing thing about our bodies is that patterns, even ones that are 50 years old, can be gently, systematically retrained.
That reframing is so important. It moves it away from blame or, just this is what getting old is, to something proactive and achievable. A pattern we can shift, not a defect. For our listeners who might not recognize the term FHP, could we spend a moment just painting a picture of what it looks and feels like?
Absolutely. Let's try to feel the difference right now if you're sitting somewhere safely. So first, let's just imagine the ideal. If you were standing perfectly balanced, your head feeling sort of light like a balloon on a string, your ears would line up roughly right over the center of your shoulders, and your spine would have that gentle S-curve, so the weight of your head is just, it's distributed efficiently. There's almost no effort.
A low stress system.
Exactly. But now, let's fast forward through life. Years of sitting, leaning over a counter, looking down at phones or tablets, and for grandparents especially, all that time leaning forward to hear a little grandchild's whisper or bending down to tie a shoe. All of these little actions, they add up, and they teach the spine a new resting place. So slowly, almost so you don't even notice, the head starts to drift forward, maybe an inch, maybe two, and the upper back rounds to compensate. The chest kind of collapses a little bit, and that drift, that's forward head posture.
It's the body's attempt to cope with gravity in daily life,
Yeah.
but it comes at a cost.
The profound cost, yeah.
And this is what I think we really need to connect for people. Because that cost, the so what of it all, it's so much more than just a curved back. It's tied to being tired all the time, to foggy thinking, digestive problems, and that huge risk of falling. Let's really spend some time unpacking those health consequences. Why does this posture degrade our quality of life so much?
This is really the crux of Dr. Kenji's work. It's a systemic chain reaction. Let's start with the one we hear the most. Higher fatigue and memory fog. Your head is heavy. It weighs about 10 to 12 pounds.
Like a bowling ball.
Exactly like a bowling ball. And when that bowling ball is stacked perfectly on top of your spine, it takes very little energy to hold it there. But the second that bowling ball drifts forward, even just 1 inch, all those small muscles in the back of your neck and your upper back, they suddenly have to become these non-stop emergency ropes. They're just constantly firing all day long to keep your head from tipping over. It's not exercise, it's just constant low-grade labor.
That sounds like a huge hidden energy drain.
It's unbelievably draining. Imagine holding a 10-pound weight out in front of you for 8 hours.
You couldn't do.
You couldn't. But that's effectively what your neck muscles are doing. And this hidden effort, it's like a slow leak in your energy tank. It leads directly to that feeling of, I haven't done anything today, but I'm exhausted by 3 p.m. Your whole energy budget has been spent just holding your head up incorrectly.
And that must affect your thinking too.
Oh, absolutely. That constant tension, it can restrict blood flow, it creates stiffness, it contributes to that foggy thinking. The energy you're spending on physical balance is energy that's being stolen from your mental clarity.
So if the body is in a constant battle with gravity,
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense that resources for clear thinking would just be depleted.
Exactly. And that leads right into the second major consequence, which is digestive slowdown. And this is one that really surprises people.
How does my neck posture affect my stomach?
It's a mechanical thing. When you have FHP, your upper back rounds. And when that happens, your rib cage and your abdomen get physically compressed. They're crowded. And that means your diaphragm, which is your main breathing muscle, it just can't move freely. It can't descend all the way.
So your breathing becomes shallower.
Habitually shallower. And this is the critical link. Shallow chest-based breathing is a signal to your brain. It's a danger signal. It activates your sympathetic nervous system.
The fight or flight response.
Precisely. And when your body's in that mild chronic stress state, it immediately downregulates digestion. Digestion needs the calm state, the rest and digest mode. If your body thinks it's under threat because of how you're breathing, which is caused by your posture, it diverts energy away from your gut. And that can lead to bloating, poor nutrient absorption, all sorts of digestive discomfort.
Wow. So a rounded back is literally squeezing the space needed for breathing and digestion.
It's a systemic impediment.
Right.
Which brings us to the third and maybe the most critical consequence for our listeners, a significantly higher risk of falling. And this isn't just a theory, the data on this is very clear. Research consistently shows that older adults with pronounced FHP and that rounded upper back, they face significantly more instability. Some studies show the risk of falling could be around 30% higher.
30%. That is a massive increase. A single fall can be life-altering for an older adult.
Yeah.
So how does the physics of it work? How does a forward head directly lead to a fall?
It all comes down to your center of gravity. In a good posture, your center of gravity is stable, it's right over your feet. When your head juts forward, say 2 or 3 inches, it shifts that center of gravity forward with it. So your whole body is now subtly, slightly unbalanced. It's leaning ahead of your feet.
So your balance systems are working overtime.
Constantly. Your inner ear, your eyes, all the little sensors in your feet and joints, they are in a state of constant high alert, trying to pull you back from the brink of falling.
It sounds like you're always trying to prevent a trip that hasn't happened yet.
That is the perfect way to put it. You're basically walking around in a subtle, continuous, almost trip all day long. So then if you do hit a little bump or a loose rug, your body's ability to correct itself is already compromised. The muscles are already tired from fighting gravity all day. The response is just too slow.
This really makes it clear why Dr. Kenji's routine isn't just about feeling better. It's about creating a platform for safety.
It's about resetting the body's default safety setting. Absolutely.
Okay, let's go a little deeper into the structure, into the mechanics. We mentioned the head is like a bowling ball, and every inch forward adds about 10 pounds of extra weight. Can you help us really feel the magnitude of that load?
Yeah, let's use a different analogy. Think about holding a 10-pound bag of potatoes. If you hold it close to your chest, it's easy. Your body can handle it. But now, try holding that same bag with your arms straight out in front of you. The leverage makes it feel exponentially heavier.
Instantly.
That's the principle at work on your neck. So if someone's head has drifted 3 inches forward, which is very, very common, their neck, their ligaments, their joints, they are dealing with a constant load of 30 to 40 extra pounds all day, every day. It's like you're wearing a heavy necklace made of bricks. It's just constant compression.
40 pounds of constant force. It's no wonder people have that unrelenting neck and shoulder pain.
And that compression leads to the next mechanical problem, the loss of natural spinal curves. Our spine has these beautiful, gentle curves that act like springs, like shock absorbers. The neck is supposed to have a natural backward C shape, but when FHP takes hold, that curve starts to flatten out. Or, in severe cases, it can even reverse direction.
So the spine loses its springiness.
It loses its shock absorption, and the joints and the discs become incredibly vulnerable. The force isn't distributed anymore, it's concentrated. And that leads to accelerated wear and tear, to things like arthritis and degenerative disc disease. The structure just can't protect itself anymore.
Which brings us to the muscle imbalance. You mentioned some muscles go offline while others are screaming. Why did the important muscles just give up?
It's a classic structural trap. You've got the weak core muscles and the overworked compensators, the deep neck flexors, these tiny little muscles deep in the front of your neck. They are your core. They're for fine-tuning and stability. But in FHP, your head is always slightly tipped back just so you can keep your eyes on the horizon. And that chronic position means the deep flexors are basically never asked to do their job. So the brain just lets them go offline.
And the big surface muscles take over.
Exactly. The big, strong muscles in the front and back of your neck, the ones designed for big movements, they take over the job of stabilization. And they are not designed for that. So they become perpetually tight, overworked, and full of painful knots. Those are the screaming muscles that give you tension headaches and that horrible tightness between your shoulder blades.
Okay, so if those muscles are screaming, shouldn't we just stretch them really hard? Why is Dr. Kenji's approach so different? Why focus on waking up the weak ones?
That is such a fundamental question, and this gets to the heart of the philosophy. Aggressive stretching usually fails, because first, those screaming muscles aren't the problem, they're the victims. They're trying their best to hold your head up. If you stretch them hard, the body sees it as a threat and it tightens right back up, sometimes even harder. It's a guarding reflex. And second, if you stretch the compensators without waking up the deep core stabilizers first, you're actually taking away the only support system the head has. You might actually make the nervous system feel less stable, more scared.
You have to wake up the deep muscles first.
You have to restore their subtle control. Once the deep core is back online and doing its job, the big screaming muscles finally get the message that it's safe to let go. It's about activation first, then elongation follows naturally.
That structural science is so clear. Now let's bring in the other side of the coin, the psychological and neurological piece. Dr. Kenji says posture is a proactive survival mechanism. As a psychology expert, how do you see that connection between, say, a lifetime of worry and this specific physical shape?
This is where we shift from just anatomy to the story of a life. Posture is your body's loudest way of communicating how safe it feels. Think of that phrase, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's not just a metaphor. When you go through decades of stress, maybe it's intense caregiving or financial worries or grief, your nervous system adopts a protective strategy.
A guarded shape.
A guarded shape, exactly. The shoulders round forward to shield your heart and your lungs. The head juts forward, becoming hypervigilant, scanning for the next threat. The muscles get braced and ready. And this isn't a failure. It's your body's incredibly intelligent, though exhausting, attempt to keep you safe. It's saying, if I stay braced, I'll be ready.
Can you give us an example of how you see this in your clinic?
Oh, all the time. I'll see a grandmother who spent 30 years as the primary caregiver for everyone in the family, and she comes in with this intense, relentless tightness right at the base of her skull and shoulders that are almost up to her ears. Her body is physically frozen in the posture of, I have to hold everything together. I cannot drop this burden.
And once that posture becomes the default, it becomes a self-perpetuating problem. The posture then reinforces the feeling of stress.
That's the feedback loop. It's critical. The curled, guarded body sends nonstop signals back to the brain saying, we're braced, our breathing is shallow, therefore we must be unsafe. So you can be sitting quietly reading a book, but your body is telling your brain that you're in a low-grade fight or flight mode, and you feel anxious or tired, and you don't know why. It's because your physical structure is driving your emotional state.
Which explains perfectly why just yelling stand up straight at someone is so useless.
It feels like a criticism. It feels like an attack on the very system that has been trying to protect you. So the body just guards even more. Dr. Kenji's work bypasses all of that. It speaks to the nervous system first, with gentleness, to build trust.
So the body chooses alignment instead of having it forced on it.
Exactly.
So we have the mechanics, the emotional story. Now let's transition into the solution. Let's talk about the core philosophy of gentle correction.
This is so important because if you understand these principles, you understand why the routine is slow and why a little bit every day is so much better than a lot once in a while. We're shifting away from discipline and shame and toward gentle maintenance and self-care.
So let's break down those principles. The first one is that posture is a conversation. What does that mean?
It means we have to stop judging our posture. The posture you have today is just your body's honest answer to all the stress and life you've lived. The routine isn't trying to erase that story. It's about introducing new sentences of safety into the conversation. We're gently updating the dialogue from I have to be braced to I am supported and I'm free to move.
I like that. New sentences of safety.
And that leads to the second principle, gentle signals. Not harsh force. This is the most critical part, technically. Your body has that deep guarding reflex. If you stretch too hard, you trigger it, and the muscle fights back. So every single movement in this routine has to be slow, rhythmic, and respectful. We're sending calm signals to the nervous system whispering, you're safe. We're not attacking you. You can let go. The speed is the medicine.
It's about the quality of the sensation, not the quantity of the stretch.
Exactly. And principle 3 is about helping the body remember its original design. We're not trying to create some new artificial posture. Your body already knows how to be aligned. It was born with the blueprint. The goal of this routine is to provide clear, felt experiences of what that alignment feels like again. It's like turning on a light in a room and saying, oh yeah, remember this. This is what supported feels like.
You're providing these little felt memories.
Yes. And the more you provide them, the faster the body recalibrates its default setting.
And principle 4, focus on reconnection and untwining.
Right. We talked about that knot of tension. You can't just yank a knot like that apart. Correction is about slowly untwisting the layers. The routine is designed to gently mobilize the connections between the head and the rib cage and the neck and that stiff mid-back. We're untangling the knots, not breaking them.
And the final principle about slowness activating the healing system, you mentioned a Japanese inspiration. Can you connect those dots for us?
Absolutely. The philosophy behind this is very connected to concepts like Kaizen, the idea of continuous, small, incremental improvement. It's the opposite of the big, intense, quick fix mentality. When we say slow movement activates the healing system, we're talking about nervous system regulation. Fast movement triggers a stress response. Slow, rhythmic movement activates the healing, restorative, parasympathetic
A
system.
rest and digest system.
The rest and heal system. Dr. Kenji always says, sleep loves slow, and the breath and body are the remote control of the brain. By moving slowly and breathing deeply, we're using the body's own controls to signal safety. The consistency of doing it a little bit every day, that builds the trust the nervous system needs to finally drop its guard.
That's incredibly powerful. It changes your whole relationship with your body. It's about collaboration, not judgment. Okay, let's get into the practical guide. Let's walk through the 4-part routine very slowly.
Yes, and let's remember the golden rule. Gentleness. If anything causes sharp pain, tingling, or dizziness, please stop immediately. Comfort and safety come first.
All right, step 1 is the neck warm-up or reorientation. What's our goal here?
The goal is just a gentle awakening. We're reintroducing safe, subtle movement to a neck that might have been locked down for years. We're just saying hello.
Okay, let's guide everyone through the setup.
Please sit on a firm chair with your feet flat on the floor. Let your hands rest on your thighs and just take one easy breath in and let it go. Imagine a little string lifting the crown of your head toward the ceiling.
The first movement is rotation.
Very, very slowly, begin to turn your head to the right. Just go as far as is completely comfortable, no forcing.
And we'll pause here for one slow breath.
And then, just as slowly, come all the way back to the center. Feel that transition. And now, just as slowly to the left. Pause for a breath. And back to center. Let's just repeat that for maybe 45 seconds or so.
Okay, the second movement is the gentle nod. Yes, but gently.
Tip your chin slightly down toward your chest. You should feel a soft lengthening in the back of the neck, no strain. Now very slowly lift your chin up, feeling a soft lengthening in the front of your throat.
It's like moving through warm honey.
Exactly, just down and up. Nice and slow for about another 45 seconds. We're just reminding the neck of its range of motion.
And the third movement, the side bends.
Gently tilt your right ear toward your right shoulder. And be careful not to let the shoulder lift up to meet it. Keep your shoulders heavy. Pause. Breathe into the side of the neck.
And then slowly back through the center.
And gently over to the left. Again, just exploring the comfortable range. If you feel any pain, make the movement even smaller. This should start to bring a little warmth and connection to the area.
Okay, moving on to step 2, the cervical alignment or the chin tuck.
This is the home base movement. This is where we gently guide the head back over the spine using those muscles that went offline.
The setup is key for this one, isn't it?
It is. So stay seated, feet grounded, and here's a little preparatory step. Think about just sliding your shoulder blades back and down, not a hard squeeze, just settling them into your back pockets. This creates a stable base for your neck to move on.
And now the movement itself.
Imagine a string pulling your chin straight back. It's not a tilt up or down, it's a horizontal glide. You're gently creating a double chin.
I find a lot of people make the mistake of tipping your head up here. How can they feel the difference?
That's a great point. If you tip your head up, you'll feel the muscles in the back of your neck crunching and shortening. The correct move, the horizontal glide, should feel like the back of your neck is getting longer, and you should feel a very deep, quiet activation in the very front of your neck. Keep your eyes level with the horizon as you glide back.
Let's try holding it together.
Okay. Let's hold this gentle activation for about 15 to 20 seconds. Breathe slowly through your nose while you hold it. You should feel that quiet work in the front and a soft stretch at the base of your skull.
And now relax slowly back to neutral. Don't rush the release.
And let's repeat that 3 or 4 times. And remember, if you feel your jaw clenching or your shoulders shrugging, you're trying too hard. Make it smaller, softer.
Excellent. Step 3 is the gentle traction with a towel. This is to give the spine a little vacation from gravity. And a gentle reminder, please check with your doctor on this one if you have severe osteoporosis.
Yes. For this, you'll need a simple hand towel or bath towel. Just fold it lengthwise into a strip. Sit up tall and place the towel across the back of your head, right around ear level, just below that bony ridge of your skull. Hold the ends of the towel in front of you.
Okay.
Now take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, gently use the towel to guide your head slightly upward, straight toward the ceiling. We're not pulling back. You're just lifting up, helping your head feel light.
So it's a feeling of decompression.
It's a moment of relief for the spine. Just hold that gentle lift for 20 or 30 seconds. Keep breathing slowly. Feel the space opening up, and then slowly release. Just 2 or 3 repetitions is plenty. It should feel like a subtle floating sensation.
I love that. A vacation from gravity. And finally, step 4, the thoracic spine extension. This one is for opening up that stiff mid-back and chest.
This one is so fundamental for long-term change. A rigid mid-back forces the neck to stay forward. We have to address it.
And for this one, you need to be able to get up and down from the floor or a firm bed safely.
That's right. You'll need a prop. A firm pillow, a rolled-up towel, or a yoga block works well. You'll gently lie back, placing the prop underneath your shoulder blades, right around your bra line. Your head and lower back should be supported by the floor or the bed. You might need a small pillow under your head so it doesn't drop back too far.
And what do we do with our arms?
Just open your arms out to the sides, like a relaxed goalpost shape with your palms up. Let gravity gently open your chest and shoulders.
And what should the focus be here?
If it's safe for you, close your eyes and just focus on your breath. Slow nasal breathing. This isn't about pushing a stretch. It's about allowing your body to soften and relax over the prop. Feel your ribs expanding in all directions, front, sides, and back.
And you can hold this for at least 30 seconds, maybe up to a few minutes if it feels good.
Yes, and this is where you might feel that emotional release we talked about. You might find yourself sighing deeply or yawning. It's just the nervous system finally feeling safe enough to let go of that protective armor it's been holding in your chest. It's a really powerful moment.
That is such a gentle but really complete routine. But as with anything, consistency is what makes the difference. So what are the pillars of success for making this a real habit?
Dr. Kenji really emphasizes 3 pillars to make this stick. First is rhythm over intensity. I can't say this enough. Your body learns from patterns, not from heroic effort. Doing this for 4 to 6 minutes most days is so much more effective than doing an hour once a week. It's like a gentle stream reshaping a stone.
Right.
The second pillar is anchor to existing habits. Don't try to find new time in your day. Attach this routine to something you already do. Do the neck warm up while your coffee brews. Do the chin tucks right after you brush your teeth. This just lowers the friction and makes it automatic.
And the third pillar?
Compassion, not shame. This is probably the most important one. If you miss a day, it's not a failure. If you only have time for the first 2 steps, that's a win for that day. The goal is functional alignment feeling lighter and freer, not some kind of magazine cover perfection. We have to be kind to our bodies.
Functional ease over aesthetic perfection. I think that's incredibly motivating. Okay, so let's close by talking about the results. What can listeners really expect to feel if they practice this regularly?
The changes start small, but they really compound into some profound shifts. The first thing people usually notice is a feeling of lightness and decreased effort. As soon as the head starts to come back into alignment, those emergency rope muscles get to relax. That unseen effort of just holding your head up, it disappears. People are like, I don't feel like I'm dragging my head around anymore.
And they have more energy.
So much more energy. The second thing is a natural deepening of breath. Because you've opened up your chest, your breathing just naturally becomes fuller. And that deeper breath is the ultimate reset button for your nervous system. It helps with anxiety, it helps with sleep. It's huge.
A better breath is a better nervous system.
Precisely. Third is improved circulation and clearer thinking. When you reduce that compression at the base of the neck, blood and nerve signals can flow more freely. So we hear about fewer tension headaches, less tingling in the hands, and just that feeling of mental fog starting to lift.
And what about the emotional side?
That's the fourth one. The emotional shift from heavy to ease. As that armored protective posture softens, so does the emotional state. The body starts broadcasting a new message. I'm supported, I'm safe, and people just feel less weighed down, more hopeful.
It sounds like the real benefit is just a renewed engagement with life itself.
It is. And that's the final and most meaningful outcome. Increased presence and feeling alive. When your body is aligned and your chest is open, you feel anchored in the present moment. We hear from grandparents who say, I can look up at the clouds without pain, or I feel more like myself again, and that return to ease. That's the real point of all this gentle work.
This has been so insightful, thank you. You've given us not just a physical roadmap, but a really beautiful philosophy of self-kindness. As we bring this to a close, let's just come back to that core message. Forward head posture was never a flaw. It was your body's loyal attempt to protect you and carry you through life. This routine isn't a punishment. It's a way of thanking that loyal body and offering it an easier way to be in the world.
Every slow movement is a quiet message. You're allowed to move, your head is safe, you're freer than you remembered.
It's an invitation.
It's just an invitation to come back home to center.
So if you're listening, we really encourage you to start. Let it be an experiment in kindness. Here's the simple plan. Start with just 1 or 2 minutes of the neck warm-up. Then add 3 gentle chin tucks, holding for just 15 seconds. And when you feel ready, you can add in the towel traction and the mid-back extension. Just start small. The rhythm is what matters. I'd like to close with a final thought, one that really draws on Dr. Kenji's wisdom. He says, "You have carried your head bravely through thousands of days. It is no wonder your neck and shoulders are tired." This routine is not a way of saying you're broken. It's a way of saying, thank you for holding on, and let me help you carry this differently now. If that message resonates with you, please share this deep dive with someone you know who needs it. And please subscribe to the Healthy Grandparents podcast for more routines designed to help you age with calm and with confidence.
Thank you so much for letting us be part of your body's story today. May you find a little more space and a little more ease tonight.
From all of us here, we wish you an open chest, a freer spine, and moments where you feel fully alive and engaged in your life. And please, remember the core truth of this work. Let your body absorb this message of profound rest. You did enough today. You may rest now. We'll see you on the next deep dive.